Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life here with sketch number 3 from Stuck Sketches, and this is going to be from January 15th, 2016, so last year. And this was a challenge one. Let me tell you, the original one that you just saw right before this actually included 4 4x4 well, they're probably 2x2, but they're Instagram type photos. And I didn't have that, so I wanted to scrap these photos of my son and Sean looking at the train. And it sure was a challenge, let me tell you. I wanted to add the circular elements and all of this stuff, and I wanted to play with some mixed media because my son's wearing red and Sean's wearing blue, and I just wanted to play. But you're going to see that I don't like what happened when I played. So I come up with a different option here. But you're going to see the whole process because it's worth sharing it all. Now let me explain to you what I love about this sketch. It's got a really fun vertical line to it. It's nice and sharp, and then it's got some rounded corners to it. And that's what really caught my eye with this sketch. And so I'm trying really hard to do that. And here's my issue right this moment. If you're looking at this, can you see what I'm doing wrong? And it's not wrong, it's just maybe not the best design choice. They're looking off the page. So you're like, what are they looking at? Missy Whitten talks about this all the time. She always likes to make sure her photos are facing into the page. And I normally think about that as well. But when I started to design this, I wasn't thinking about that. And so at this moment, they're looking off of the page and it looks really silly. So you'll see I do fix it, but at the moment it does look a little funny. I also have this train piece from a cut apart that I have been hoarding just for this layout, and a couple other pieces that I just grabbed because I thought it would be fun to use them. And now I'm going to try to attempt this awful mixed media. So let me explain to you in the fact that it's not awful, and the fact that it's pretty, and it would probably have worked on a different type of a layout, but for what I was actually trying to accomplish, this doesn't work. My biggest thing that I think went wrong is I used way too big of a sheet of plastic packaging. I should have used something much smaller so I had more control over what I was doing, and I think it would have turned out a little bit better. This is prepped with gesso, so that part's nice. So when I'm soaking it up to clear off of everything, it's soaking up really nicely. And I love this dimension of adding all of that, and because it's still wet and there's gesso, it's spreading, and I love that effect. I think that is so fun, and that's kind of the only thing I like. So I guess maybe if I had left it like this, I could have like trimmed part of it out and added some background paper. I'm not really sure, but I for some reason decided to add even more mixed media. Oh, this layout was a mess. So I tried, and I now noticed, hey, everything's facing the wrong way. So I finally have it flipped around correctly. So now at least they're looking into the page, not off the page. That's a step in the right direction. I think about lining them perfectly vertical, and then you can see I went to town. I cut out all of my mixed media for that part, and I instead used all of that and cut circles. Now I still have no idea exactly what I'm doing, but I found a new piece of scrapbooking paper, and I love this cloud paper. It's from a really old Maggie Holmes collection. It may even be her very first collection, and it works though because it was a nice day. This was these photos were taken on Canada Day from last year, so summer and nice out. And I'm realigning everything the way I want it so that it's following the way the sketch was originally laid out. And then you're going to see that I literally just rotate my whole entire sketch so that it's kind of like I took the sketch and just flipped it backwards, or mirror imaged it, I guess would be. No, mirror would be the other way. I flipped it and rotated 180 degrees is basically what I've done to this layout so that it works for me. And you can see there I'm doing that right now, but now of course my photos are backwards, and so I have to just quickly rotate all of that. I'm gonna flip my journaling to the opposite side there. I'm also gonna take that word favorites and move that back up to the top because I wanted that to be a highlight feature up there. And there you go. So that is pretty much the basis of the layout, and now I get to do the fun part of actually decorating it. Now, this took me a while, right? Like, I mean, I'm almost done with the voiceover, and that is what took me so long. So really, this was actually quite a simple sketch, but trying to find what I was trying to do was not. They're not always easy. Sometimes I struggle, and I just wanted to share that. It's not always going to be the perfect layout every time, but if I had not done mixed media, and I think that's my problem, is I've been really trying to do a lot of mixed media lately, and I need to kind of hone back on that and not do quite as much, because I'm not liking the results, and then I'm using up paper when I don't need to. So I need to just kind of give that a little break, I think. So here I am working on my title, and I title it Daddy Look Train, and I don't use any correct, like, it's not grammatically correct because I don't add anything to it to make it so. I'm fine with that. I know there's times that it's annoying to people, but this alpha doesn't have what I need to make it grammatically correct, and I can't speak either. So I'm just gonna let it be. And you know what? Jackson's not gonna care. He's really, really not. He's gonna be like, oh, this is me looking at a train with my daddy. And that's all he's gonna care about. So that's all I care about. And I did add, I guess I did add my exclamation point, because this is a very exciting moment for him. My son loves trains. I don't really know any 3-year-old boy who doesn't, but my son is obsessed with them. And every year when we go to the beach for Canada Day, the train always passes by. We happened to be on the boardwalk when it came by, and it was a really, really long one. And he stood there the whole time to watch this train. He thought it was the coolest thing ever. And he was even more excited when Sean picked him up so he could see it like up closer, I guess. I don't know, but he was just amazed to watch this train. And what I did was highlight my favorite photo of him with that gold frame there, and his expression. He just has this look of amazement, and you can see that his lips are going wow. And it was just a really fun moment within our day, and I wanted to have a separate page about it and not include it into just our normal This Was Canada Day. I wanted to do a completely separate page, so that's why that is being done. And my final touches here is I'm just going to add a little layer up at the top. I was struggling with not thinking this layout was complete, and I found that adding this little bit of touch up there, so I'm going to add the date and a little sticker, and it just kind of gives me a visual triangle. This was not part of the sketch, something I added in on my own, but I think that it works, and it at least helped me with what I was missing to this layout. And then what I do off camera, the one thing I don't think you see, is I do grab some sequins from my Spiegel Mom scrap stash, and I'm just going to sprinkle them throughout the page. They are in red and blue to kind of, again, bring out the colors of their shirts, and that basically wraps up this layout. So, like I said, a really simple layout, but I struggled because I did mixed media when I really didn't need to. So next time, hopefully I will remind myself of how difficult that was for no reason, and I will maybe give mixed media a little bit of a break. I really like it, and I am trying to make my skills go better, but we'll see. So I'll see everyone tomorrow.